What's going on, everybody? This is Waldo from Face4Wrestling. I'm here today at the Hybrid School of Wrestling with 9-time NWA World Tag Team Champion, the man himself that made NWA what it is, Ricky Morton. My goodness, I cannot tell you how happy I am to be here with you in your presence, sir.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. But see, you left a little bit out because a lot of people don't know that I started here in San Antonio, Texas, and I was 5-time Southwest Tag Team Champions with a guy named Ken Lucas back in Joe Blanchard's day. And let me tell you, I'm here in this building, and somebody needs to cut the heat on in here. It's so cold. This is the hottest building I've been in my life. Go ahead.
All right, so the rules of the game are we got 4 questions that are not wrestling related for your top 4 answers.
All right.
Are you ready, sir?
One word answer or just?
As short as long as you want.
All right, let's go.
Number 1, your top 4, because you are a part of one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the Rock and Roll Express. What are your top 4 rock and roll bands?
Oh, okay. We got ZZ Top. We got Poison. We have Mötley Crüe, and I used to be in L.A. with them boys out there having a good time. And you know what? I love to bring up a little bit of Southern rock. You know, I'm some Southern boy. I'm talking about Sweet Home Alabama. Boom, 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 little Lynyrd Skynyrd. All right.
Excellent, excellent. This one's my favorite, and I had to ask this, and I can see the people behind already shaking their head at me.
Okay.
I love you, Mullet. It's always been my favorite. Tell me your top 4 hairstyles.
Well, I was going to tell you, a Ricky Morton hairstyle. Did you guys just see on Fox News, they had a mullet contest, and a little kid won it. It's bad to the bone. My top mullets, you know, Billy Ray Cyrus, you know, he had a mullet back in the days. Travis Tritt had a mullet back in the days. Remember all your hair bands? All your hair bands. Cinderella, all of them. They were long hair bands, but they were all cut like mullets. Even Mötley Crüe. You hear what I'm saying? That's so. That was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
And even if it wasn't, we're going to say it was.
Okay, I got you.
So, you always talk philosophy and wrestling. After the show tonight here at Hybrid, you brought all the students in the ring, and you explained to them, follow your dreams, stay committed. What are your top 4 things that are like home to you as far as charity, as far as commitment to profession? What are your top 4 tips?
My 5 tip is to get an education. I have a son that's a professional wrestler. He's, matter of fact, he'll be a senior at King College this year, and he's a cheerleader. Put your mind to anything, and you could do it, because I wanted to say this about him. He's my son. But his team won the national championship last year in cheerleading in Division II. He has a national NCAA ring on his finger that is that big around, and it's diamonds and rubies. But you understand it wasn't gave to him. He worked for every second of it. Another thing, too, is put your heart in what you want to do. You put your heart in what you're doing, there's nothing that can stop you. And another thing is, we live in a crazy, crazy world. And to me, I don't care who you are, what you stand for, what you do. Just be yourself. And that's all I got to say on that program. Let's go.
Everything you told the students out in the ring tonight and during the seminar today, top notch. I can't thank you enough for saying that.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. You know, this wrestling business is my life. It's no joke and it's no game. You understand me? And I'm not here to insult anybody's intelligence. We are, how would I put this? Entertainment, okay? But we know what we're doing, and it hurts like a son of a gun. You know, that's what really gets you. I mean, look at me. Through the years, my arms where they've been broke, my fingers, my hands, my shoulders. Check this stuff out. People don't see all that. They don't look at my forehead, the battle scars. You see, but my scars on my head are not here for decorations, and they're not here to impress you. Scars on my head are what sold arenas out and what gave the people the best entertainment that was ever in its days, and it was NWA. Back in the 80s, There's no wrestling today that can top it and even get close to it. And I would have to say we had the best wrestling run ever. We would go down in the history books with ourselves against the Midnight Express. The Express is versus Express. You see, nowadays it's about being on main event on TV, but my days it's about popping territories. And I did that. When I came with Ken Lucas to San Antonio, Texas, and we did a thing, and I was telling Chris today, we went to the Junction, and I showed him, we shot an angle right there with Gino and Tully where they jumped me that popped the territory. Every place sold out. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then when I went to Louisiana, Robert and I formed a Rock and Roll Express, and it's something to watch, and it's something to be proud of when you wrestle in small buildings all the time. Then when the Rock and Roll Express comes to town for a whole year, they went to the big arenas in their cities, and that was all over the Mid-South area. Then when we went, matter of fact, when we went to Charlotte, North Carolina, especially when I wrestled Ric Flair, we had to move outside on the football fields. Wasn't buildings large enough to hold the people that come to. And see, that's a compliment in our business. But it's not about me. It was about the people that we had stepped in the ring with the Midnight Express. Jimmy Cornette, Bobby Eaton was the greatest, him and Dennis were the greatest combination heel tag team in the business. You hear me?
Absolutely.
But, and I'm going to say this, and I hardly ever do, in the 80s, 85, 86, Robert and I were the greatest tag team in the world at that time.
Without question.
Yeah, at that time. Time's moved on. Our time is gone. But we still out together. You get a chance, come and see Robert and I. We're on our farewell tour. We've been on it for 12 years. But no, I'm just kidding. But Robert just had his hip replaced. He'll be coming back, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody. And I hope we come back to San Antonio, Texas. Thank you, buddy. Have a good day.
One more.
All right.
I hate to do this to you.
Okay.
I do got to say, though, I do own a tennis racket
Okay.
for reasons.
Oh, there you go. What about it? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
You got to finish the
But
question.
before the show started, I had a chance to get a picture with you, talk with you a little bit. And there was one thing you were telling me about that really inspired me, and I loved it hearing as a parent myself.
Yeah.
What are your top 4 things about Kerry Morton?
About Kerry, education. That's, I won't let him really do nothing, and that's why I like Billy Corgan with the Smashing Pumpkins. He owns NWA. Billy gave Kerry a choice on a contract for wrestling, and plus he's over NWA marketing. Okay, that's one. But that's the reason I like Billy. He signed him till he gets his bachelor's or his master's.
Okay.
Either which one he wants to do. And I told the students today, this is a big thing, and everybody that's listening to this, and you out there, and everybody that's sitting in this room right now. When it comes to life, you can never be afraid to be afraid. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yes, sir.
That's really, really big. You can never be afraid to be afraid. It's like right now, I'm up here, I'm just talking, I'm rambling on, because I'm not afraid to be afraid. You say it don't matter. And that's what Kerry is. Like I told you, he's a national championship in cheerleading. And Ric Flair come to me before I go off here. Ric Flair, he told me, he said, Ricky, I had a chance to sit down with your son, Kerry. He said, I'm going to tell you this. He said, I've never seen a kid that was so well-mannered in everything that he did. Yes, sir, no, sir. No, thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you. You see? And Ric Flair come and told me this. But when I got ready to walk away, he asked me, he says, is Andrea here? And Andrea is my wife. And I says, no, is there something wrong? He says, no. I just wanted to find out who the real daddy was.
Yeah.
All right.
Ricky Morton, thank you so much. One half of the 9-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, multi-Hall of Famer of the Rock and Roll Express. Can't thank the Hybrid School of Wrestling enough. Check them out on all their social medias. Definitely check out more 4for4s on Face4Wrestling. Myself, Dr. The Wife, and Matt. And don't forget, everyone is different and everyone is good.